Kamen Rider ZEZT'S has officially been revealed and there is so much to talk about. Whether it be design, plot, rumors, or even backlash, there is so much to talk about with this guy, so let's get right into it. Now first off, I'm not gonna lie, at first I hated the suit. I thought that it looked very wonky and it very much felt very American. But after looking at it on stream last night, it really started to grow on me. I don't know what it is, I just think it looked really cool when I was looking at it on the screen and he was just aura farming. I think it looked badass. That's my honest opinion. But for me, it's definitely one of my least favorite REIWA suits. And it's obvious that this is an Ichigo reference, and honestly, it looks like a 01 and Revi love child, if I'm being honest. That is honestly the best way to describe it. Now, I don't really know how it will go sales-wise, just because green is not the most attractive color, but I see what they were trying to do. Now, I gotta be honest, I feel like this rider feels very naked compared to other REIWA riders. But that does leave more room for the super and the final form, which REIWA is known to have more armor with all of their REIWA final forms and supers. But we also have to remember that this guy is a spy, so his suit has to be minimalistic and sleek. Basically, think of a stealthy spy suit. At the end of the day, the suit just has to fit the aesthetics that the show is trying to push. And I mean, look at Go Busters. They had completely different suits that looked nothing like their predecessors. But it fit the show's aesthetic, which was a spy theme. And this show is supposed to look very westernized, so ZEZT'S is definitely taking inspiration from popular superhero spies. For example, Black Widow, Nick Fury, or even the 007 suits. Now as for the belt, I don't hate the Zetsu driver, but I just hope it isn't another GAVV belt or a REIWA belt. Basically ones that are kind of boring without the gimmick toy. But it's interesting that it's a sling bag and not a belt, but I wonder if that will change with the final form. Hell, maybe he could get a whole new belt like Ghost. Now I'm gonna be honest, I do like the gimmick device, but I was hoping that it would be a little bit smaller since I am a collector and I just have very little room. But they are based on gachapons and they are called capsums. And from the key visual, we can see that there's multiple of them, as there would be, with different colors, and maybe those would be nods to other series. And I say that because of the pixel art on the capsums. Now obviously this is the base Zetsu suit, but it also looks like Ichigo's suit. And given that this is the 40th rider season, I think it would be kind of cool to have like subtle nods to other rider suits, as they did with REIWA. Though if I'm being completely honest, I think this is just going to be a full Ichigo nod, since most international fans know of Ichigo when they think of rider. Either way, like I said, they are 100% based off of gachapon machines and are apparently sentient creatures. So they're definitely keeping with the sentient creatures thing, like the Gozyugers and the Kemis, so I'm really interested to how they're going to work in this series. Especially considered the rumored writer of the series, which we'll get into that later. But keeping up with the Ichigo references, the bike is a massive Ichigo reference. I mean, the colors are literally just 1-to-1, and also he is sentient as well. And I know I keep on bringing up Go Busters, but I wonder if he will play a role in the story similar to how Nick was in Go Busters. And coincidentally, the narrator also voices the bike. Now as for the plot of the show, it's very interesting and it reminds me a lot of Inception. Apparently ZEZT'S is an agent who infiltrates people's dreams to carry out missions. So yeah, this guy is 100% a spy. And that makes me wonder if he'll work for an organization that gets requests from people to go into their dreams to defeat monsters. As for the monsters, they are going to be like nightmares and can only be defeated in the dream world. This reminds me a lot of how Wizard handled the Phantoms, with Haruto entering the dream world, and if he messed up, well, the monster would come into the real world. But that's enough about the plot, we gotta talk about the big news. Now I'm gonna be honest, this shocked everybody. Apparently they are going to be doing an international release of Kamen Rider ZEZT'S. Yes, and it is going to be simulcasted. Well, kinda international, sorry about my European friends. Now as of this moment, we don't really know where it's going to be. They could pull an Ultraman route and just post it on their YouTube channel, but I think there's other ideas. I think the best bet is that it's going to be here right on YouTube. And with that said, I think it's going to be on the Toei Tokusatsu worldwide channel. And this would be similar to Tsuburaya with Ultraman. But they could also do Amazon Prime too, which Tsuburaya is doing the same thing with them. I also mentioned Amazon since Toei released the Oshinoko live action on Amazon as well, and only on Amazon. But with this, we could also get potential dubbing for Kamen Rider, which is a long time coming. And I'm gonna be honest, as a person who's trying to get people into Kamen Rider, for dyslexic people, dubbing is necessary. Plus, for a content creator like me, just being able to put something on the side and just being able to quickly zoom through it while working on something else, it's a big help. Trust me, as a content creator, I love English dubs. Let me know how you guys feel about the dubbing, by the way. Do you guys want a dub, or do you not want a dub, or do you really not even care? Let me know down in the comment section below, and while you're down there, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on. I got a bunch of videos coming out, and I cannot wait to share them with you. Now, if you've been anywhere on social media since the drop, you would know that ZEZTZ'S is facing backlash. And of course, that would be for the usage of generative AI. And I'm gonna be honest, I can see the AI in this. It's very obvious. If you just look at the little itty bitty imperfections, you can see it. For example, the shot with the temple in the background, there's imperfections on that roof. There is no way that that is not AI generated. Next, looking at the city shot, it looks like New York, but it also has reflections that are not matching the other. The only thing that remotely matches is the rider. And hell, even the Helheim lookalike looks off as well. Hell, I'm pretty sure there was drama with AI usage in Gozyuger, which is kind of funny considering the message of the show. But of course, none of that actually made it into the actual show, besides the villains being AI themed. And if I'm being completely honest, I hope that this is only for the promo, but we'll see. But speaking of those shots, they might be references to other series. For example, the desert looks like the Deno Desert, where they have, the train run through time and it's just a big old desert and all that. It kind of looks like that. And then obviously we have that temple that reminds me a lot of Ghost, and also it could remind me a little bit of Hibiki. And then we also have this shot where he's going like Fies. And then obviously we have the Blood Moon, which is Kiva, and then we also have the Mirror World, which is Ryuki. And then obviously we have the Helheim lookalike, which is from Gaim. So I bring this up since this is the 40th Kamen Rider series, which also means that this is kind of sorts an anniversary season. So maybe these dreams will be taking inspiration from previous Kamen Rider series. Maybe not directly, but indirectly. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, if you listen to the stuff that they say in the trailer, this could be possibly a soft reboot. They list certain words like tradition, history, pride, struggle, reflection, courage, and they specifically highlight innovation. So with that in mind, I think this is going to bring around a new age of Kamen Rider. And what better way than to do with an Ichigo nod. But with that out of the way, let's get right into the rumor mill. Now, the first rumor that ever came out for the show was that Takahashi was going to be the writer of the show. And with that, we also know that we will probably get a female writer. So for all of you Sachika writer fans, yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I really do believe this rumor, given that this is going to be the first Kamen Rider series to be distributed worldwide. The most recent ones being GEETS and 01, which were of course written by him. So it just makes sense for them to bring the writer that the West is most familiar with. And also, Yuya has a track record for successful series, so it's a no-brainer. And I mean, we're 3 years out of GEETS and we're still seeing ads for it. I think the dude knows what he's doing. But as for the second rumor, we have our secondary writer being ZEZT'S. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, ZEZT'S. Now, apparently this guy is gonna look like double Cyclone Joker Extreme with Ram colors. And apparently he isn't a writer at first. Instead, he's gonna be similar to Valvrad with Kamen Warrior. And just hearing that, I just hope he isn't going to catch as many L's as him. But given how him and Hanto caught so many strays in their series, I'm not holding my breath. But also, he is actually stuck in the dream world, so he's not even going to be able to escape into the real world. I imagine it's going to be a similar dynamic to how Shoma and Hanto were in the beginning of GAVV. And with that, I hope that there's some funny interactions with that. But that's really all we know about him so far. Now, as for the series itself, it looks like it's going to be airing in September, probably that first week of September. So that also confirms that there are a minimum of 7 to 8 episodes left of GAVV. But I will keep you guys posted when the press conference comes, but until then, let me know if there was anything I missed down in the comment section below. And like I said before, go ahead and smash that like button down below, and don't forget to click subscribe with notifications on. And with that, I'm gonna get the heck out of here. I'm Foul Plays, and I'm out. Peace.